What's going on everyone, Stitio Gaming here, and welcome to Eternal Embers. This is going to be a full progression series where I cover my main playthrough, beginner mistakes to avoid, character builds, guides, and long-term strategies as we unlock more of the game. If you are new, or even if you've been playing for a bit and want to optimize your progress, this series is going to be for you. Let's jump straight into it. The first thing I want to point out is the portal. At any given time, you can have 4 heroes summoned and active. There are a total of 8 characters in this game, and we will go through them as we unlock them. Without further ado, let's go ahead and unlock Chapter 1, Grey Rock Ridge. Each chapter in Eternal Embers is divided up into 3 rooms. Your goal in each of the room is simple. Kill the enemies until your progress bar hits 100%, and once that's done, into the next room. From what I've seen here on both my main mobile account and this one, the structure is generally the same. Room 1 is typically a single physical styled mob. Room 2 introduces mixed enemies with melee, ranged, and magic attacking, and Room 3 is your boss encounter, which is where all the good loot is. If you're paying attention to the gameplay footage above, you will see that I click on a couple of mobs there. A rare mob with the blue writing and an elite mob with the purple writing. Every time you kill these mobs, you unlock something in the Book of Monsters, which is progressing for killing certain specific rare monsters for the first time in each chapter, as well as killing bosses. I also go through here the Book of Heroes, which progresses as your character levels up and you gain attributes. The Book of Gear is based on rare and legendary gear drops. And the final one, which is Book of the Discovery, which we'll cover that later as it ties into one of the activities like excavating, scavenging, and fishing. As you can see from the footage above, we've completed Room 2 and stepped into the boss room. Now, a bit about bosses. Every boss will have a death timer once killed, meaning you need to wait a set amount of time before fighting them again. Now, this becomes really important later on when you're farming gear, especially the ones you see on the screen now, the tier 1 drops here. Now, you will need to obtain each one of these drops once to help complete your Book of Gear. In terms of farming perspective, I wouldn't be coming back to this boss for experience points. I'd be coming back to get your 12 drops, as well as obtaining his monster souls, which can be used for a lot of things in the monster shop, from ability tomes to potions to other resources. It is definitely worth farming every 20 minutes. After this fight, we get our first taste of diamond spending, which we'll come back to in just a moment. After Chapter 1, you'll be thrown into a couple of quests which will explain some of the systems within the game. First one being the enchanting at the blacksmith. You will spend gold and arcane dust to roll attributes onto gear. Uncommon items will have 1 attribute, while as you can see above, legendary will have 4. Now each roll will have its own rarity from common all the way up to legendary. Each hero wants different stats, but we'll go deeper into optimizing this once we reach that mid-early game, around level 50 onwards. After being taught the basics on how to enchant your gear, you will unlock our first support hero, the Priest. They specialise in healing with their ultimate, buffing armor and magic resistance, and debuffing nearby enemies. The Priest is actually going to be a core member of our team throughout the entirety of early game. Let's go ahead and equip our Priest here with some potions. We'll select the first tier potions and set our HP threshold. This will be when our Priest, whilst in dungeons, is going to consume his potion to avoid overhealing. Now, if you are overhealing, you are wasting potions, wasting coins, which becomes very important later on as gold does come hard to come by. Most potions will come with a 3-second cooldown by default. There are some with 1 second, and there is some talents in some talent trees that reduce that by a further 10%. We'll touch a little bit more on that early game trap of overspending coins. One massive trap for new players is overspending coins too early on the wrong things. Coins come fast at the start, but that slows down very hard. Only invest in your core team, so when upgrading your attributes, only look at putting the bare minimum in your other characters that you don't plan to use in your team, because everyone gets used in the arena. There are later systems like the Tower of Trials and the Bounty Board, which gives steadier income, but early on, restraint matters. During our adventures, we will receive these skill books. You can pick them up as rewards, you can get them as quest rewards, you can get them in the grocery shop. Now they are used to increase our skills of our heroes, as you can see here. To go from tier 0 to level 1, so essentially unlocking the passive, will cost 5 books. They do go up every time you go up a level. Next level, for level 2, it is worth 10, all the way up to I believe 25 and some other currency. The tutorial now takes us to the grocery shop. Now there is currently unlocked 3 sections. The coin shop, which uses gold. Now this gold is obtained through idling in dungeons or salvaging our gear. There is an array of potions and upgrade materials in here. The diamond shop, which is our premium currency shop, which can be obtained by completing your Book of Heroes and Book of Monsters or by microtransactions. This will have some rarer items in here too. And the monster shop, which uses souls from the monsters we've collected, like the bosses, or chapter specific ones like goblin ears from chapter 1. At this point in time, we currently have 3 heroes. The Crusader, who's a tank, our Ranger, who is a physical range DPS, and our Priest, who is our healer support. We're going to go ahead and spend a bit of our gold currency that we have here to just upgrade their stats. The stats that you see on the screen, there is health, attack, armor, and magic resistance. The next part of the tutorial will take us to our inventory screen, where we learn what batch salvage is. As you idle, monsters will drop gear. Some will be upgrades, some will be junk. What do you do with junk? You turn it into coins. In your inventory settings here, you can click down on batch salvage. Now you can sort this by rarity, or later on you can even go through the settings and have it automatically salvage things for you, but this will give you a slow and steady income without micromanaging. The next part of the tutorial will take you through the battle log by clicking this button. In the battle log, it will show you what monster has been killed by what hero, how much experience was gained for that kill, if anything had dropped any loot. Now down the bottom here we'll have the hero income. That will show total time in a dungeon. This will also show total XP gained. Now you do get more experience for having 3 or 4 heroes in versus the 1 or 2. After obtaining these diamonds here, we're now going to have enough diamonds to go back and make our first diamond decision, which we are going to go ahead and purchase this Lord Grey Rock pack. Now the skill tomes there are worth about 50 diamonds each, so for 60 diamonds for the lot, it is a great investment. Now diamonds can be bought with real money, they can also be earned in-game. Early on, I think this one's worth it, a few of the other ones are too. It is great for early game progression, so I'll be taking it. The tutorial will now take us through the incidents page. Now this page covers seasonal events like the Christmas event, training camps, 7-day login challenges, DPS challenges like the Echoing Caves, as well as minigame content like the League of Explorers. Now the tutorial here takes a bit of a back step here, it allows you to have a little bit of freedom on what to do. So I'm going to go back to chapter 1 into the boss room here, and as you can see I'm slowly flying through here to get my last Book of Monsters kill. Now I do get some gear along the way. Now the Book of Monsters kill I'm after is the elite mob version of the, I believe it's the Goblin Mage. As you can see here, I finally got it. It was about 5 minutes of footage sped up to about 30 seconds here. So we're going to go ahead now and claim that reward and go from there. With that Book of Monsters out the way, we're going to recall our heroes here and we're going to jump into Chapter 2. Now that will follow the same structure as Chapter 1. Clear the rooms, 100% percentage. Go to room 2, 100% percentage. Unlock the boss. With this next monster kill, you're going to see 2 unlocks. The Book of Monsters for killing the elite, and for hitting level 10, we get unlocks in our Book of Heroes. This also unlocks our first unlock in the talent tree. Every 10 levels, you will unlock the opportunity to go to your talent tree and select either option A or option B. In this case, our Crusader is going to take option B, which is 4% armor. It's got better early scaling than HP. Our Ranger is going to take damage amplification. About 10 seconds later, our Priest also hit level 10. The 2 options here are 2 experience-based one. It's called All for One or One for All. 12% for themselves or 7% team XP. Of course, he's a team player. Progress bar hits 100, room 2 completed. It's on to chapter 2's boss, the Skeleton King. It doesn't take our heroes long to dispatch a Skeleton King. Because we've completed in Chapter 2, Room 1 and 2, the Book of Monsters, this automatically allows us, upon killing the Skeleton King, to open up Level 2, which gives us diamonds and currency used in the bounty board. Completing Chapter 2 allows us to open up our 4th hero. We unlock the Warrior, the melee DPS. Unfortunately, I don't believe the Warrior has a good place in our team, so long term we won't be investing too heavily in this character, so we won't sink much gold into attributes. I'll explain why once we unlock our next character. The next part of the tutorial will take you to the bounty board. Now consider the bounty board as daily quests. These might be kill X amount of monsters in a certain area, defeat a certain boss a certain amount of times, or send heroes away on 8-hour missions for EXP. Completing bounties levels the board, unlocking better rewards. Now points scale from rarity. For a white common quest will give you 1 point, up to 10 points for a legendary orange quest. I would 100% say do these dailies. They are huge. It is a great way to get early experience as well as early gold. The next part of the tutorial will take us to what's called the League of Explorers. Now, I would like to consider the League of Explorers essentially a mini-game. Now, you'll be introduced to things like fishing. Later on, you'll be able to excavate down the pit in the Scorn Pit, and you could hunt for treasures in the ancient ruins, I think at Chapter 5. Now, you will earn currencies from doing these, as well as have a daily leaderboard where you unlock higher tiers of the currency, so they go from bronze to silver to gold. Now, in terms of gear, this is the first time I found getting necklaces. You can get rings from the arena later on, but this has different tiers of necklaces. You will also find that this will come with trinkets, which take inventory spot. Now they are in above legendary quality, they are ancient or mythic. You will also get essence from turning in the fish, which can be used at shamans' huts. They allow you to use temporary buffs, such as experience buffs, damage buffs, or defensive, or gold gain buffs over the course of 2, 4, or 8 hours. As you can see here on screen, this is the leaderboard, the results from fishing, the rewards. As I mentioned before, there's potions, there's experience, there's necklaces which give buffs. In the silver one, they've got ascension, so those shards in the top right corner are used to go from level 4 to level 5 in your skills. These are all the high-end necklaces and the trinkets I was mentioning. In the background here, you can see that I'm completing our Book of Heroes Tier 1, which will give us 500k XP tomes. I sync these onto all 3 of our mainstay characters, the Crusader, the Ranger, as well as the Priest, buffing them all to level 20 and above, allowing us to pick the next talents from the talent tree. The Crusader, we're going with Infinite Vigor, which means we get a 0.1 armor, which scales for every point of strength we have. The Ranger is taking Ruthlessness, so they will gain an attack speed buff after 5 successive attacks, and the Priest is getting Bring It On. It allows, on maps with the Priest is present, to have a 2% chance to spawn elite mobs more frequently, which means more XP and better loot. And my friends, that's where we'll wrap up episode 1. In the next episode, we will tackle chapter 3 together. We will look at completing our dailies from the bounty board, as well as accepting day 2's bounties and hopefully completing those. We will look at seeing if we're strong enough to spill some blood in the arena, and we'll try and get up to the Tower of Trials. Have a good one.